Megaworld. Svět očima Číny.
Among the mountains near the Celém River, a military unit is patrolling, vigilant against any potential threat. They are safeguarding the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and especially the Karot hydropower plant. 5 million households are counting on the turbines here for their electricity needs. Muaz Awan, a 30-year-old senior public relations manager, has been dealing with relocations since coming to the Karot hydropower plant.
My interaction with China and the Chinese nation goes back to around 100 years. My grandfather lived in Shanghai, Ningbo, and Hong Kong. So I like to call myself the generation of the era of the revival of the Silk Road, the era of the Belt and Road Initiative.
Around the world, China is helping to build a green future. In Argentina, at one of the most southerly land points on the globe, China and a local partner are building a hydroelectric plant which will meet the needs of 1.5 million Argentine households. In the UAE, Chinese technology is empowering the world's largest single-site solar farm with 4 million solar panels. In Cambodia, the country's largest hydropower plant is meeting around 20% of its electricity needs. This China-built hydropower plant supplies Cambodia with nearly 2 billion kilowatt-hours of clean energy a year. Such developments can ignite hope, such as at this new resettlement village school.
ខ្ញុំធ្វើនាយកសាលានៅនឹងតាំងពីឆ្នាំ98បាទ98គិតមកដល់ថ្ងៃនេះគឺ20ជាងឆ្នាំហើយបាទអត់ដែលឃើញនៅមូលដ្ឋានរបស់ខ្ញុំឃើញសាលាល្អអញ្ចឹងទេនេះគឺជាមោទនភាពណាស់សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំហើយក៏សម្រាប់កូនចៅប្រជាពលរដ្ឋក្នុងឃុំទៀតបាទអញ្ចឹងមកតាំងខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមមែនទែនថាល្អ
7-year-old Piri Rachni is one of the school's brightest stars. She has just jumped from the 1st to the 3rd grade. She dreams of one day going to university in the national capital.
ខ្ញុំចូលចិត្តអានសៀវភៅដើម្បីឲ្យមានអនាគតល្អចំណែកខ្ញុំហើយឲ្យខ្ញុំរៀនសាលាវិទ្យាល័យនិងឲ្យខ្ញុំខ្លាចទៅជាអ្នកគ្រូខ្ញុំចង់បានការរស់នៅមានសុភមង្គលមានការស្រឡាញ់រាប់អានគ្នាយោគយល់គ្នាទៅវិញទៅមក
cái tiếng pi châu hiền tầm mông mỏng châu và hai bàn pi bảy ngày đi che sắp khóc mỏng che đang che mò bên nào ấy mò bên nào nhưng có sầu nhưng bắt che sầu hỏng chàng nói khơi kia bịa và ao sẽ bị sật kia được tua bàn nó bị ao không aoมันmuộn không ao kia thời bàn như thế cái thời bàn cái đấy số mai kia thầu mà
កូនទៅសាលាខិតខំសិក្សារៀនលេងអក្សរពេលមកដល់ផ្ទាំងខំរៀនបន្តឲ្យចងចាំល្អ
The global economy is not a zero-sum game.
There will be less globalization. In fact, I think we have entered an era of deglobalization.
We are in a globalized world. We should benefit from engaging with all countries.
The idea of country first is now gaining traction across the globe. But is the world really so small and crowded that prosperity cannot be shared? Kuala Lumpur, the heart of Malaysia. Beneath its stunning skyline, this is a vibrant city where diverse cultures flourish.
Love outdoor, go camping, go hiking, and all the adventurous activity. I want everyone to do that.
Born and raised in Malaysia, Hannes spent 8 years in Australia working as an outdoor activity group leader. In 2015, he returned to Kuala Lumpur and launched his own camping equipment business.
It's from China. Actually, we got some other brand as well. In Malaysia, there's not so many outdoor shop. Actually, started this business online through the e-commerce.
What was once a small online retailer is now one of the most successful camping equipment businesses in Kuala Lumpur.
We plan to open more shops. We prove that Malaysia has a capacity. We have a market, we have a capacity, we have a chance for growth.
When the local community held its first festival of camping, Hannes provided sponsorship. At the event, he hosts an auction.
RM1, RM180, RM180, RM2, RM180, ada lagi ke tak? RM180, 3, sold!
His success of today is in sharp contrast with his struggles when he first started out and couldn't find reliable, affordable products.
Sourcing part is one thing. Before I get to know how to get the product from China, that's the hardest part.
Malaysia has been a key partner for China in the Belt and Road Initiative over the past decade. Cross-border e-commerce plays a significant role in the economic cooperation. It benefits many small startups like Hannes's.
For me, the logistic, the transport is not a big issue because there's a lot of logistic companies that seems offer.
So I think that when it comes to manufacturing, especially of consumer products, China will continue to be very strong in this. And so sourcing or trading from China will continue to happen.
Singaporean e-commerce professional Pei Yi Han is head of the China office of Ninja Van, one of Southeast Asia's leading logistics providers.
China has a very close connectivity with the Southeast Asian countries. Malaysia has a very high percentage of cross-border. Over 45% of e-commerce comes from cross-border. And a lot of this comes from China. Actually, globally, China contributes about 50% of global e-commerce transactions that happen.
For Ninja Van, China was a market that simply could not be ignored. In 2019, the company opened its China office.
我们的货量啊，我们的发展的一个速度，几乎是每年都以几倍的这样一个程度在增长。
Over the past 20 years, China's e-commerce industry has produced millions of professionals like Zhang. Many of them are now heading south.
What's happening is that the Chinese e-commerce industry is building very deep-seated knowledge and capabilities in e-commerce. We see a lot of transfer of this talent, of this knowledge of doing e-commerce that's happening from China to Southeast Asia. And I think that's very interesting.
The World Bank estimates that the BRI, once fully implemented, will bring about a 4.1% increase in trade among its partners. By 2030, the initiative will be generating $1.6 trillion in annual global revenue. And 32 million people will be lifted out of moderate poverty. The 48-year-old truck driver, Sania, is one individual who is already benefiting. This redoubtable woman has survived some tough times.
Daripada single mom ni, itulah saya cakap, single mom ni kena kuat untuk hidup, untuk sara hidup kita sendiri yang tanpa suami, untuk tolong kita. Banyak pengalaman sedih daripada saya. Saya pernah tidur dalam kereta, tak ada tempat tinggal.
Sania tried several jobs. Eventually, a friend told her that Ninja Van Malaysia was recruiting truck drivers.
Masa interview tu, semua peserta ada 20 orang, I seorang perempuan.
Sania was the company's first female truck driver, and a new chapter in her life began. She fell in love again and is now happily married.
Memang mencabar untuk perempuan, tapi apabila bidang lelaki tu kita buat, kita yakin benda tu kita boleh buat. Zaman sekarang, zaman semua serba boleh. Dan lelaki boleh, wanita pun boleh buat. Nah, macam kawan-kawan kerja butik I dulu kan. Terus terang apabila jumpa sekarang, dia cakap gitu, I salute dengan you. Orang lain tak boleh buat, tapi you boleh buat.
Connections help civilizations to prosper. For over 2.5 millennia, the city of Samarkand, a key stop on the Silk Road, has been at the crossroads of world cultures. The Siab Bazaar is one of the biggest markets in the city of Samarkand. Here you can find everything from vegetables, fruit and dried goods to clothing, jewelry, handicrafts and flowers. Among Chinese customers, the raisins are a favorite.
Samarkand very good, China very good.
An hour's drive from central Samarkand, a vineyard lies among the Urgut Mountains. It's owned by 53-year-old Azamat Kakharov.
Kasbim dehqonchilik. Ota-bobomlardan qolgan dehqonchilik urf-odatlarini davom ettirib kelmoqdaman. Men 4-avlodman.
O'zini qo'yib ketadi. Juma?
Ha, o'sha qolmasin. Jumla. Haydi, oy, bachcha.
Kakharov owns 5 acres of vineyards. A lot of hard work goes into securing a good harvest.
Bular dasturxonimizni mo'l ko'lchiligiga hissasini qo'shadi. Xudo xolisa bir chakkasini niyatimiz bor quritib eksport qilishga. Har xil davlatlarga, chet davlatlariga eksport qilamiz, xudo xolisa. Rossiya, Xitoy, xudo xolasa mana Yevropa davlatlariga ularni eksport qilamiz, xudo xolasa.
Kakharov has for many years been working with Batior Bekboev. He runs one of Central Asia's leading dried fruit and nuts processing and exporting businesses.
Chinese people is the most type of prefer organic and natural products. For example, black raisins are shadow dried, natural product.
In recent years, agricultural products from Uzbekistan, such as cherries, green beans and raisins, have been pouring into the Chinese market. Chinese customers are consuming roughly 40% of all Uzbekistan's raisin exports.
A lot of programs working with China. For example, it is one program we have China, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan is a railway program to decrease time of the selling products to China.
Eng birinchi navbatda bu juda katta foyda beradi yuk tashuviga. Bu yuk tashuvida bizda 900 kilometrdan 1000 kilometrgacha yo'limizni qisqartiradi va O'zbekiston orqali Yevropaga yuklarni tezroq va arzonroq tashuvni tashkillashtirib beradi.
The China-Europe Railway Express extends from the east coast of China across Asia and into Western Europe. It's cheaper than air transport and faster than sea transport. Connecting more than 200 cities in 25 European countries by the June of 2023, in 74,000 journeys, the China-Europe Railway Express had carried nearly 7 million standard containers with goods worth $300 billion. High transport costs were once a major obstacle to developing manufacturing in Central Asia. in Kazakhstan, where China first unveiled the BRI. Car-making giants are setting up factories with the help of the Railway Express.
Поэтому наш проект стал таким якорным проектом в этом регионе, и подтянулись другие, такие как строительство шинного завода, бытовой техники и так далее. С открытием нашего предприятия для местного региона позволило создать порядка 1000 рабочих мест.
In China, it is said that to get rich, first build roads. In Indonesia, the Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Railway is the first railway in Southeast Asia where trains reach speeds of 350 kilometers an hour. Thanks to the China-Laos Railway, Laos has been transformed from a landlocked country to a land-linked hub. In Kenya, the Mombasa-Nairobi Railway has added more than 2 percentage points to economic growth. Around the world, hundreds of millions of people are benefiting from greater interconnectivity.
Doğruş gerek, suyu karab duruş gerek, boşuna karab durmasanız bir yakta.
Bizning oilamiz bizimlerin eng shirini.
Ten years ago, China put forward the idea of building a global community of shared future. It concerns the future of humanity and the destiny of every human being. Since 2000, in Africa alone, China has built over 6,000 kilometers of railways, nearly 20 ports, more than 80 power plants, over 170 schools, and 130 medical facilities. And the trade volume between China and Africa has increased 20-fold, creating more than 4.5 million jobs. Senegal is a country of natural wonders and extraordinary beauty. Its people are famed for their resilience.
Wa man la Oumar Seck ñu may woowee ci làmb Ngalla Déranger dëkk Médina nekk lutteur waaw parce que yàgg nañ ci làmb ji tamit te ba ñu nekk xale lañ ko bëgg.
In the national culture, a special place is reserved for lamb, Senegalese wrestling.
Làmb dafa nekk loo xam te ne suñu cosaan la parce que dañoo judd fekk suñu maam yi di ko def te cosaan boo xamante ne day wane suñu aada wane suñu culture. te loo xamante ne tey jii sport Sénégal la mooy suñu sport national te làmb bëri nañu siy bénéficier wu parce que boo xoolee làmb boo si nekkee jaaykat yi dañ ciy bénéficier wu policiers yi.
Senegalese wrestling has its origins in ancient rituals and ceremonies. For a long time, however, Senegal did not have a national wrestling arena where major tournaments could be held. 2018 marked a milestone in the history of Senegalese wrestling. The National Wrestling Arena, funded and built by China, opened its doors. With more than 20,000 seats, it's the country's first modern large-scale wrestling venue. This is the place where every Senegalese wrestler dreams of showing off their prowess. At the weekend, Oumar will be demonstrating his skill at the National Wrestling Arena.
Waa arène nationale nekk na stade boo xamante ne stade làmb la quoi parce que dañ ko defal ndax làmb te nekk na stade boo xamante ne maanaam ni nga ko tabaxee sax dafa baax parce que am na suuf bu njëkkaan da ngay dem stade di glisser mais arène nationale suuf si dafa bëri boo fay bëree doo glisser defar bi baax na parce que man bëri naa fa.
Oumar wins the competition. In the past 4 years, he's developed into one of the country's top wrestlers, with potential earnings amounting to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wrestling's a way out of poverty for those who are successful.
Lamba mu ngi am lu muy def ci jeunesse yi am na jeunes yoo xam ne dañ doon agressé di jël alalu jàmbur.
Arène nationale li mu dimbale lamb dañ koy yàgg a jooy sénégalais yëpp ko yàgg a jooy arène nationale yàlla dogal ñu am ko ci président Macky Sall di ko ci remercier am na lu mu dooleel.
In Brazil, the lives of many slum children have been transformed thanks to a Chinese-funded symphony orchestra.
Se fez movimento muito relevante na minha história, assim, como pessoa, como profissional, que foi o movimento de sair das ruas, assim. Tudo que eu aprendi foi pela música e pelo projeto, tudo. Minha noção de certo e errado.
É ela que me faz conhecer novos lugares, é ela que me faz ter vontade de crescer, continuar, sabe? Então, se não fosse por ela, ela salva a nossa vida, sabe? Eu sou muito grata a tudo isso, entende?
To date, 6,000 children from low-income families have received a musical education through the orchestra. 6 have gone on to study music at university. 32 have become teachers or professional musicians with the Mare do Amanhã Orchestra. Similar stories are unfolding in East Africa. Located in the tropics, Tanzania is exposed to strong ultraviolet light. This leads to a high rate of cataracts, especially among younger people, and to more serious medical conditions.
Nimezaliwa kwetu Donge mwaka 1991. Nimeanza kwa sioni 2016.
Allahumma arham shaykhana atina bihi hasana fid dunya wa fil akhirah. Wewe Muislamu lazima tupitie Qur'an, tupitie tawasul pamoja na vitabu.
Kuhusu Umu, alizaliwa na tatizo la mdomo wazi. Kama mnavyomuona hapo, anaonyesha kidogo, alama inaonyesha kwamba alikuwa na tatizo hilo, na alifanywa operation baada ya kuzaliwa, kama baada ya miezi 6 hivi. Alikuwa anaongea kwa tabu, hata watoto wenzake walikuwa na tania sana kutokana maneno yake hayatoki vizuri, yanatokea puani. Hata chakula alikuwa anakula kinatokea puani chingine.
Umul's case is not unusual. Every year in Tanzania, roughly 2,500 children are born with cleft lips or palates. To help them, as well as the cataract patients, a Chinese medical team has been working in Zanzibar for 6 decades, assisting the local government in bringing an end to their suffering. Aziza has an appointment for an operation tomorrow. Dr. Dong Li will perform the surgery.
像我们医疗队员，我们走在街上的时候，当地很多民众都会说1-2句中文的。他看见你，他会老远给你打招呼的。这说明呢，我们中国医疗队在这边已经60年了嘛，已经有根深蒂固的一个影响。You see his pupil becomes smaller.
Yeah, it's
After diabetic patients always like this. But today the operation is good.
It's very good, yes.
Yes.
We done?
Okay, finish.
It's finished right now.
Aziza, Adidas, I'll finish. It's good. Okay. Today you can discharge.
Thanks.
Welcome. You're welcome.
"60 years ago, in 1963, when China sent its first team of medical aid workers overseas, it went to Africa. Since then, 30,000 medical workers have been dispatched to Africa, Asia, and other parts of the world. They have treated 290 million patients, mostly in Africa.
Nilikuwa mdogo najisikia mpweke, lakini nikiwa na marafiki zangu najisikia na furaha kabisa. Nitamwambia asante kwa kunifanyia operation, tabasamu nakuwa nayo na nashukuru.
People-to-people connectivity has always been a core concept of the BRI. For a country that has long lived under sanctions, communication is even more precious. This is the first Chinese class for a group of students from the Tehran Adaptive and International School.
很好，很好，很好，很好。خب عوض میکنیم. جفتشم بکن تو سرش. نی هاو. نی هاو. دادیا هاو. و هاو. نی هاو. نی هاو. دادیا هاو. و هاو. نی هاو. دادیا هاو.
I really want to start learning Chinese to get to know the culture more, to one day, someday get there and maybe live, maybe work, and very interesting people, really sweet people, and everything like that.
我学习中文的时候，在我的宿舍写了一句话：山高挡不住太阳。因为学习中文很难，所以我每天都在为了自己的目标学习中文奋斗。因为有这个语言，所以我知道我能做别人不能做的事情。
خب یکی از وظایف مدارس موفق اینه که فرزندان رو برای آینده تربیت کنن. خوشبختانه کشور چین جزو کشورهای پیشرو در صنعت، در پیشرفت، در توسعه بوده و آموزش زبان چینی در اصل فقط آموزش نیست. ما می‌خوایم به فناوری‌ها، به مشاغل، به کارآفرینی‌های حوزه بین‌الملل و مخصوصاً کشور بزرگ چین.
To encourage the study of Chinese, Iran has added it to the list of foreign languages that, from early 2024, can be taught in middle and high schools.
We know how to manage our lives even under sanctions because we are a big country and we have big friends.
Sharing and exchange are emblematic of the Silk Road. The whole of humanity can reap rich rewards from the open exchange between these two ancient civilizations. In the universe, there is only one Earth, the shared home of humanity. In the past 10 years, the Belt and Road Initiative has become much more than a random trade route or economic belt. It has become an avenue along which the whole of humanity can achieve common progress.
中国方案是构建人类命运共同体，实现共赢共享。
By facilitating the modernization drive in developing countries, the Belt and Road Initiative is leading the world into a new era of transcontinental cooperation.
把“一带一路”建设成为和平之路、繁荣之路、开放之路、绿色之路、 创新之路、文明之路。